Hi, welcome to the Mohua show. My name is Mohua Chinnappa and I am an author, entrepreneur and ex-housewife. This podcast is about everything from business to technology to arts to lifestyle, but done and spoken ईमानदारी से. Hi, in today's episode, we have Tabish Czar, an extraordinary entrepreneur and the driving force behind multiple successful ventures. Tabish is associated with Gravity Integrates Private Limited, Academics Transcripts Solutions Private Limited, are branded as World Doc Services, and Worldwide Transcripts Private Limited. Notably, in 2021, she extended her endeavors by establishing Gravity Integrates Enterprise Inc., a Canadian-based company. But wait, Tabish's story is a testament to her remarkable achievements in the corporate world and her dedication to empowering women. So join us as we unravel the secrets of her journey and discover how she's not only achieving incredible success, but also paving the way for more women to thrive in the corporate arena. Welcome, Tabish, in today's episode. So the first question that comes to my mind is this, that Tabish, with 3 impressive companies under your belt, it's very clear that you're a master at balancing responsibilities. जो ज़्यादातर ये सवाल हम औरतों को ही पूछा जाता है कि आप वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस कैसे मैनेज करते हो, बट तो ये सवाल बिना पूछे तो मैं नहीं जा सकती हूँ, because it's like, we're talking not just one company. So can you just share behind the scenes glimpse into how you manage your time effectively, especially, in a situation where women have to manage so much at home and within their work? How do you do that?
Thank you so much, Mohua, first of all, for calling me and giving me such a wonderful platform and to speak my heart out here. Or I would really love to answer this because this is very close to my heart. Responsibilities. It's a very big question for an Indian woman specifically. तो मैं पहले question को पहला answer करती हूँ. First of all, I'm not mothering this many companies now. But right now, I'm just nurturing 2 vibrant ones and blossoming immensely and audibly. उसका story मैं आगे explore करूँगी. Coming to balancing responsibilities. So, there have been so many times I have to choose between a vacation and a business project, launch, my children's PTM or office meetings, and my family or the company, which, to be honest, is a situation for a woman. We are often made to choose. We are judged because of that. Our motherhood, our boss ladyhood, everything. You know what? In this last 2 companies, for almost 7 years, me and my husband were working in the same company, at the same position. But still, when we come back home, he could go for a walk, take time for his hobbies in the morning, or even just rest. But we being women, we have to fulfill our responsibilities as a mother, wife, daughter-in-law, in spite of having same working hours, getting same pay. Somehow, I would say we always have to put in more efforts. Just to give a quick example of this, how I started Gravity Integrates in 2009 was a very relevant example of responsibilities and everything. Though that was also a survival for me, but still I could not start and could not take up my company till my daughter turned 3 and the first day of his nursery and the first day of my school. So I have to balance everything. So I do understand managing time in the male-dominated world. And we always have to go ahead to do extra things to prove ourselves. Probably मुझे लगता है कि हमको condition ही ऐसा किया गया. Pressure तो undue pressure रहता ही है, but we are conditioned towards that. So I would say here that for me being successful उस समय तक यही होता था कि proving everywhere, being a mother, being a boss, being a wife, being a daughter-in-law. But today I feel I'm changing and I'm trying to change myself. I'm improving parts of me. I'm learning that being successful is not all that much. It's just being happy.
True.
Thank you.
True, absolutely, I agree with you. But वो happiness quotient तो लाना मतलब जिंदगी का सबसे बड़ा जद्दोजहद है. But जो दूसरा सवाल मेरे दिल में आता है कि Gravity Integrates Private Limited has undoubtedly been on a meteoric rise. तो हमारे सुनने वालों के लिए एक sneak peek into the innovative strategies that have contributed to its success, or how does it promote diversity and inclusion, especially for women? Because we both are
towards women empowerment, and that's how we both connected. So आप बताइए कि what are the things and strategies that you put into place?
ऑसम क्वेश्चन मेवा एंड ये हमेशा से सोचा जाता है कि कंपनी है, प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनी है, लिमिटेड कंपनी है, एंड वी टॉक अबाउट मीटियोरिक राइज. सो आई वुड से when you say meteoric rise, I imagine, हम लोग सब imagine कर रहे होंगे अभी, मेरे viewers and everybody who is viewing or listening to this, a rocket taking off. And that graph is quite linear. But company is not, and it is never, I feel. Graph of a company is more of a roller coaster ride, especially when you have encountered it from being founding that company to this level. मुझे ग्रेविटी याद आता है 2009 में जब मैंने स्टार्ट किया था. As I told you, it was survival of the fittest for me. So I didn't even had any capital to start and not even a place to start. And frankly, I would be honest, I didn't even had a computer or a laptop to start. I just got a project, a very small project, wherein I earned just 3,500 rupees. 3,500 INR, I would say. And I got my first table chair. I was very much blessed because I was surrounded by a lot of good mentors, good friends who supported me at that time. And that's a wonderful story. One of my mentor, Mr. Anand Sapru, who happened to be my professor also, he bartered for me. And that's a very interesting story. When I told, see, I want to do this, I want to do that. So he bartered with one of his student saying, see, you give your office to her and she'll do your operations job also, she'll manage your work also. And that's how without rent I could start my office without any cost. Somebody gave me computers. So I mean, what I'm trying to say, it's a lot of things which we go through when we start and in between and now too. But what I feel the most innovative strategy I have put is investing in the right people. Gravity is what it is because of the people it has encountered through its 13 to 14 years of existence. And as I told, I had excellent mentors who have guided me, amazing friends who supported me, and my beautiful children whom I always could back upon. So, also interestingly, my organization had 50 to 60% women most of the times. Since it was led by me, I've mothered a lot of them. I mean, I've tried my best to maintain those inclusivity, respect. Lot of stories over there of different people, their hard works, their times when they're low. But I cannot take all of those here. But yes, I mean, I could say our workspace has been home for all people, irrespective of their gender, financial status, physical capabilities, as long as they are fit educationally and characteristically to the profile they are in. So I just wanted everyone to know that starting a company is not easy, but it is not also that bad. You don't always get roses, but मुझे लगता है, you get thorns sometimes. But up just hang in over there. You'll get to see the beautiful roses again.
Completely agree with you. Sabar ka phal meetha hota hai, as they say. So, we talk about Academics Transcript Solutions Private Limited and Worldwide Transcripts Private Limited, two companies in the transcript industry. So, what sparked your interest in this niche, and have you implemented initiatives within these organizations to empower women in the workplace?
Yes, for sure. So this is a very interesting history or things going on between two companies which are of similar nature and how they came up. And then I'll come up with the initiatives which we have taken in these organizations. तो हम थोड़ा सा पीछे जाते हैं, maybe around 2017, where I was just director and founder for Gravity Integrates Private Limited. So in 2017, I was seeing a downfall. Again, ये question शायद second को भी answer करेगा कि how many roller coasters you see. So I was seeing a downfall in the existing vertical, which was background verifications. We used to do background verifications pan-India, covering almost 15 to 18 states. So I felt there that it is going a downfall. I didn't want my business to be a foregone legacy like Nokia. I wanted to repair it timely. तो हुआ यूं कि company was going in all-time low, finances, salary, everything was in problem. एंड मेरे लिए हमेशा से, मैंने पहले भी बोला था कि पीपल आर माई प्रायोरिटीज. आई ऑलवेज फील if I have 30 people, I have 30 families to run. So it is my responsibility when I hire them. So what to do, how to survive. Again, going bank to bank for asking loan was still difficult for me. So I started taking coachings. That time that felt easier for me, for IELTS and SAT, that is for foreign movements, in my office premises. And some fortunately it picked up very soon. तो मेरा दिन निकलता था 7 बजे से रात के 9 बजे तक, वो क्लासेस चलती थी. इस इन बिटवीन मेरा ऑफिस, मेरा घर, सारी चीजें, आई वाज हैंडलिंग पैरेलली. एंड दैट्स हाउ आई वाज मैनेजिंग माय ऑफिस, माय होम, द फाइनेंसेस एट दैट टाइम. एंड आई वेंट ऑन रनिंग कि एटलीस्ट वी सेल बैक फ्रॉम दैट टाइम. So it was going good. In that period, somebody from a student of mine contacted me asking for some documents from Jaipur University. And I asked him, why do you feel that I can help you in that? So he was like, because I feel you have a team in background verification. I was like, yeah, he's right. And somehow I did some research and it was successfully done. There I realized a big problem statement कि ये तो एक स्टेट से एक स्टेट की ही बात है. लोग अगर दूसरे कंट्री में रहते होंगे तो डॉक्यूमेंट कैसे प्रोक्योर करते होंगे. And there, the idea germinated of worldwide transcripts. मैंने रिसर्च किया, मैंने देखा 2 मिलियन लोग हर साल इंडिया से बाहर जा रहे हैं. दे आर मूविंग permanently for study, PR, or maybe, for work permits. And the market is quite big. That's how worldwide transcripts actually came up in 2018-19. बस फिर क्या था, लेकिन अब जो सेकेंड था एकेडेक्स ट्रांसक्रिप्ट्स, वो थोड़ा सा मेरे लिए, it's difficult for me to take it over, but I would really want to tell you this story also because I wanted to give a message around this. So with Acadex, when I thought of bringing it into shape, there was no idea of bringing it actually. There came a personal storm, a tumultuous period where my personal and professional life became a battlefield. And this was very recent, 22-23, because Acadex ka janm hua, born in July 23, just 2 months back. So my husband, believing his entitlement, who also happens to be my partner, to the company was paramount, initiated negotiations that spiraled into personal and painful battles, where my character was also put on trial. I was pushed to exit, not only from the company, but उस घर से भी जिसको मैंने नर्चर किया था इतने सालों तक, almost 22 years. My email, a repository of 14 years of memories and struggles, was illicitly seized, and my data never returned to me. But I'm not giving up. Here's the essence. You can't break me because you didn't make me. I stood because of myself. And frankly, I would say I stand here not as a victim, but as a testament to resilience, strength, and undying spirit. मेरा जर्नी सिर्फ मेरा नहीं है, वो रिफ्लेक्शन है वो हर उस वुमेन का जिसने ऐसी हार्डशिप फेस की होगी, जिसको पुश किया गया उसके किंगडम से, and still she has risen, she has built a new empire. So it's a narrative of loss, pain, but above all, I feel it's a saga of resilience, of the undying spirit that resides within all of us, within each one of us. We should never give up.
My God, Tabish, you got me so emotional when you speak about this because there are so many women and so many listeners who probably don't know how to start afresh, when things are at such a crossroad in their lives, of a space that you've invested in so much. And ज़्यादातर क्या होते हैं log, when they see you from the outside that you're really managing these companies, they think it's a very glamorous side, to be an entrepreneur and a director. So, could you just share a memorable story that highlights, the challenges that you've overcome in the corporate world and how your experience can inspire other women? Some words, for women maybe who are going through personal struggles and they don't know what to do. And so the word that comes to me about you is endurance, which I also have as a person. I have endured to reboot and restart all over again my career in my late 40s. When I think the whole world had signed me off, I signed myself in. So I relate to you when you say that. So आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगी हमारे सुनने वालों के लिए कि क्या करना चाहिए उनको?
Yeah, for sure, Mohua. आपने खुद एक्सपीरियंस किया है and you've not given up at 40s, and that is what we should do actually. So आपका क्वेश्चन अबाउट ग्लैमरस साइड ऑफ बीइंग अ डायरेक्टर, मुझे लगता है yes, it's always what we see, or rather grass is always green on the other side. I believe that the director of the company is the best salesperson also, because he plays a role of lot of people in the company, maybe a finance also, maybe marketing also, everything. But मैं एक सिनेरियो आपको बताती हूँ. ये मेरा ही स्टोरी है, बहुत इनिशियल डेज का, 2-3 years में. You being a director of the company with a glazing visiting card, going to a company, a multinational company, और आप client visit गए, आप वहाँ के एक manager से मिल रहे हो. I've gone through that. I'm talking about my story. With the director introduction, you feel ki, you will be subconsciously respected as a person. So when speaking about company details and everything, so that manager tells me, madam, आपकी कंपनी का टर्नओवर से ज्यादा तो मेरी सीटीसी है. And then all of a sudden you face the truth कि it's not so glamorous. Just saying a director, it's not so easy. और मुझे सारे when I go back and just do some brainstorming and think about it, मुझे सारे struggles याद आते हैं. मुझे याद आता है शुरू के 3 साल हर दिवाली पे जब बोनसेस देने होते थे, तो I could not bring anything to my family or for myself. I have to go deposit my gold, bring that money, give them bonus, because I felt कि मुझे उनको survive करना है. I could not even tell them कि ये पैसा कहाँ से आ रहा है, क्योंकि वो पैसा था नहीं और मुझे तो देना है, and I have to survive and the show must go on. So it's not always glamorous. I feel it's like a duck. हमको सेल करते हुए दिखती है, ऊपर से कितनी पीसफुल, बट जो हसल अंदर हो रहा है वो बहुत अननोटिस्ड रहता है. Director practically has no day off, no, all roles he or she has to play. So with glamour comes a darker side, which you should be prepared. And I would say it's all worth the show. You should do it, because at the end of the day, you will never regret it.
You're listening to the Asmi podcast. Enjoy. I will repeat your line all over again, Tabish, that with glamour, there's a darker side, and you need to be prepared for the role for all our listeners there. And in this rapidly changing business landscape, what's your secret to staying ahead of the curve and keeping your companies adaptable to change, while also promoting a culture of gender equality? If you could just share a little bit about that.
Yeah. Mohua, I would like to say a very, maybe you will feel it's a very generic, but it is very important, which we did twice or thrice in the company in terms of different verticals bringing in at different times. मुझे लगता है बदलाव is very important. Change is the unchanged law of nature. So embracing change with open arms and open heart is very important. Whatever age you are into, whatever age your company is into. But again, I would take the example of Kodak, Nokia. If you don't change, you are going to perish. So in all my tenure in our companies, we should just adapt to change. We should welcome it. We should celebrate it. It's a belief that every wave of change brings new opportunities. So at this heart of evolving, things are changing so fast, and the environment is like every day you'll have new technology, and it's not about technology also, it's about mindset, it's about handling generation Z. So it's very important to accept it openly. Talking about adaptable environment, and we always have an unwavering commitment to gender equality, promoting gender equality. और मुझे लगता है स्त्री शक्ति को सम्मान में रखना है. They are very important. They bring pragati, they bring progress, they bring value to not only to the corporate world, but to the community as a whole. और मैं जब gender equality की बात करूंगी तो I don't know, Mohua, we're talking about women, but I would talk about every gender equality. आजकल हम लोग बहुत बात करते हैं LGBTQ की. I feel that is also where we should be very inclusive about accepting everyone. So it's not just male, it's about female, definitely, because I believe women bring a kind of magic into the workplace, that is subtle yet transformative. Their empathy, their resilience and strength are not just qualities but powerful tools. So I would say that not only women, but we should be inclusive when it comes to genders. May it be male, may it be female, may it be any other part which we talk about it. Thank you.
So, as someone deeply involved in the corporate world, what advice do you have for women aspiring to follow in your footsteps and make their mark as directors? And how do they navigate the gender bias and glass ceilings? Because हम जितना भी सोचे कि ये ग्लास सीलिंग है नहीं, जेंडर बायस है नहीं, वो तो जेंडर बायस तो है। बहुत सारी लड़कियां प्रमोशन से उनके लिए रुक जाते हैं जब वो मदरहुड में जाते हैं। और ये बड़ा जब भी आजकल के नए जनरेशन की लड़कियों से बात करोगे, बहुत सारे लोग स्टॉल कर रहे हैं to become a mother because they think that their entire career will get completely screwed. So, just tell me a little bit about, your thoughts on this.
Yeah. So जैसे आपने बोला what advice I can give or footsteps, तो मुझे लगता है कि first of all I mean don't follow my footsteps, build your own path. My path has been tendered by my situations in life, और आपका जो रास्ता होगा वो आपकी ज़िंदगी से relate करता होगा. And talking about the gender biases, जैसे इंडिया के सिनेरियो में मैं बात करूँ या वर्ल्ड के सिनेरियो में मैं बात करूँ, there is definitely a kind of system where we being women has to take compromises, like maternity हो गया तो we will pull back ourselves, and then after 3-4 years when you have to come back, it's a difficult journey. But I would say if you want to do it, you should do it. I mean, there's no one part to success. If you really want it, जैसे SRK ने कहा है ना, कोई चीज़ आप शिद्दत से चाहो तो पूरी कायनात आपसे उसको मिलाने में की कोशिश करती है. So when you open your company, think about in a long term. What I mean to say in long term is you'll be building a career there. It's just not a decision for that time being, and think a lot whom are you investing in and investing with. मैंने अपने लाइफ में कुछ इमोशनल डिसीजंस लिए हैं और शायद मैं उसका हर्जाना अभी भी भुगत रही हूँ, and we can very well learn from others' lessons. So, embarking on a journey in the corporate world, especially for a woman, is sailing through a sea. Sometime बहुत अच्छी रहेगी, sometime बहुत turbulent रहेगी. तो my advice to all aspiring women leaders or dreamers और जो कुछ करना चाहते हैं is simple. Believe in your power. Never let that overshadow you. खुद पे विश्वास रखो, क्योंकि अगर तुम नहीं करोगे तो कौन करेगा? And everybody's journey is very different. Everybody has their own problems, has their own destiny. So I feel जब समय आए तो अपने काम से अपने आप को परिचय दो, क्योंकि सच्चाई और हर चीज आपकी जो कैपेसिटी है वो कोई भी नहीं रोक सकता. बस रुको मत, डरो मत, अपने सपनों का पीछा करो और देखो कि कैसे दुनिया तुम्हारे कदमों में झुकती है. So you will find friends, you will find adversaries, but remember your strength is only you. You have to head yourself high. Your spirit should not be you should be unbreakable, and you should be fearless. So मुझे लगता है बहुत philosophical है, but yes, it is very important कि आपके इरादे मजबूत हो.
जी, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. मैं आपके साथ इस बात में बिल्कुल सहमत हूँ, बिकॉज फेयरलेस होना भी एक जर्नी होती है खुद में औरतों के लिए. बिकॉज हमें तो शुरुआत से बोला जाता है कि इस चीज़ से डर लगता है, उस चीज़ से डर लगता है. तो आप तो बस यू आर नॉट जस्ट अ डायरेक्टर, आप तो विजनरी हो. तो हाउ डू यू फॉस्टर इनोवेशन विद इन योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस व्हाइल इंश्योरिंग दैट वुमेन्स वॉइसेस आर हर्ड एंड वैल्यूड? बिकॉज हम जितनी औरतों से आप बात करो, वी फील अंडर वैल्यूड, वी फील अनसीन, अनहर्ड. सो कैन यू गिव अस अ ग्लिम्स ऑफ एनी एक्साइटिंग अपकमिंग प्रोजेक्ट्स दैट प्रमोट द जेंडर डाइवर्सिटी इन योर कंपनी?
या डेफिनेटली. जैसे बहुत सारे ऐसे रोल्स होते हैं जो नोइंगली अननोइंगली जेंडर बायसेस में आते ही है कि ये काम लड़कियां अच्छा करती है या ये काम लड़के अच्छा करते हैं. लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, टॉकिंग अबाउट सेल्स ऑल्सो, टॉकिंग अबाउट IT ऑल्सो. और व्हेन इट कम्स टू इनोवेशन, मैं छोटे छोटे एग्जाम्पल्स से आपको बताऊंगी कि हाउ वी हैव फॉस्टर्ड दोज आइडिया वेयर there is no discrimination in terms of their age, in terms of their genders, in terms of even their qualification. I remember a girl, Harsha, I would like to name her also over here, and a big shout out for her. She approached me around maybe say 5 years back when she was in her 40s, 45, and she was going through a very bad situation in her life. She was not even a graduate and she was struggling because of her family problems and all. At that time मेरे पास उसके लिए कोई भी काम नहीं था जो मुझे समझ आ रहा था कि मैं उसको फिट कर सकूं, because of her educational qualification, because of उसने कभी वैसा एक्सपीरियंस ही नहीं लिया था कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड में. She was running a beauty parlor at that time, so it's completely different from my area. But मुझे उसमें एक ग्रिड दिखा, एक डिटर्मिनेशन दिखा, और पता नहीं मेरा मन करा कि मुझे इसको हेल्प करना चाहिए. आई क्यूरेटेड अ प्रोफाइल फॉर हर एज अ रिक्रूटर इन माई कंपनी एंड आई गेव हर दैट जॉब. And you will not believe, Mahua, I will never regret. I will never regret. Because ये decisions आपके बहुत fall back भी कर सकते हैं, and you can have a drastic effect on your team also. But the kind of work, the kind of determination she has shown, she started learning coding from the coding team. She started learning hardware from the team who used to repair hardware. और उसके अलावा she never you I mean उसको English बिल्कुल नहीं आती थी. And the team, the portal which we used to use, people came to me that you had such a recruiter who is so famous, who has so many viewership. I was like, wow. I mean, so I always feel that you should give opportunities to people, and this is innovation for me. Innovation may just not be, technical or maybe something else, but innovation could be using people, giving them ways to get into you, being inclusive, and giving opportunity to them. And she is performing so good that I will always say that please, if you get somebody like this, give them opportunity. There can be a fallback, 10 people may fall back, but if that one person stands up, you are building a community of women leaders, entrepreneurs, people who can actually take your community to a longer run.
How fantastic is this? And you are so rightly, you're talking about, bringing about change, not just, through your work environment, but through people, and finding their own strengths itself is such an inward journey, I think. So Tabish, tell us a little bit about a moment in your career that truly defined your approach to leadership, particularly in the context of supporting and empowering women. So how did you turn a challenge into a stepping stone for success?
So I feel there are a lot of instances which comes up, which actually, and there is no fixed rule for such things. So it's always, you should stand in that moment. You should help other team members. You should, like Harsha was a fierce example for me, and many such examples which I have encountered in this 14 years of my experience. So it's only that whenever such things comes up, my advice would be, take that decision, take up that step, and go on, and you will get the answer of it. You will be probably helping or lifting somebody up. You should take up that as a stepping stone for the other person, because I'll give you one reason out here. When I was financially very laid off, and when I didn't start my company also, and this came from my boss. Like, I used to work with a company, which was again a management consulting, and a big shout out for her, Mrs. Pariel. So my daughter was just 3 months old, and I was in a crisis. I was in a financial crisis, and I wanted to do something. So she gave me an opportunity to work. She told me, okay, just come for 2 hours. Please come. और मुझे लगता है आज अगर उन्होंने मुझे वो अपॉर्चुनिटी उस समय नहीं दी होती, तो मैं आज इस पोजीशन पे नहीं बैठती, बिकॉज मैं इतनी लो थी उस टाइम पे कि अगर मेरा किसी ने हाथ नहीं पकड़ा होता तो मैं जहां आज बैठी हूं मैं नहीं बैठ पाती. आई एम रियली थैंकफुल टू हर, एंड आई वांट सच वुमेन टू प्लीज हेल्प अदर वुमेन, बिकॉज आज मिसेस परियल ने मुझे हेल्प नहीं की होती तो आज मैं उन 10 लोगों की हेल्प नहीं कर पाती जिनको मैं आज कर पा रही हूँ. So this is all, I feel I could answer on this question.
Wonderful, Tabish. This is like a chain that you talk about, and, getting into the consciousness of being a woman and helping one another, because eventually we all are actually in the same journey, and we all go through similar, struggles and issues at one level or the other. तो जो आखिरी सवाल है मेरे पास वो है हमारे एम्बिशियस फीमेल लिसनर्स जो है हमारे पास, ये तो वो क्या वन पीस ऑफ एडवाइस ऑन अ मंत्र रिलेटेड टू वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट दैट्स बीन इंस्ट्रूमेंटल इन योर जर्नी. तो मुझे जो मैं आपकी बात जब सुन रही थी मुझे लग रहा था कि एंड्योरेंस आप में बहुत ज़्यादा है, एक शिद्दत है अपनी काम को लेके, वापस देना आपको बहुत अच्छा लगता है. दैट्स हाउ यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द पीपल हु कम इन. ग्रैटिट्यूड है आपके पास because आप याद कर रहे हो जिन्होंने आपका हाथ पकड़ा जब आप बिल्कुल you were at your really at your lowest, right? So what are the kind of things that they can apply to their own corporate aspirations? Because many times young girls do get lost, and would you like to leave a message for them, Tabish?
Yes, this would be the best part for me to answer, Mohua, frankly. And मैं इसको दो पार्ट्स में डिवाइड करती हूँ, एक थोड़ा सा पर्सनल एस्पेक्ट कल्चरली और एक कॉर्पोरेट वे में. सो मुझे लगता है वी आर अवर बिगेस्ट सपोर्टर्स एंड cheer लीडर्स एज वुमेन. मैं recently I was in India. I'm right now in Canada. I've moved to Canada, and I would like to tell I got the permanent residency yesterday.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. So मैं 2 महीने पहले दिल्ली में थी, and I just saw a movie, रॉकी और रानी की प्रेम कहानी. और उसका सीन जब आई वॉज रीडिंग एंड आई वॉज प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर दिस, तो मैं सोच रही थी कि मुझे किस चीज़ों पे बात करनी है और क्या मैसेज देना है. एंड दैट वन डायलॉग ऑफ आलिया भट्ट विच ऑलवेज हिट्स मी बैक, जब वो जया भादुरी को बोलती है कि फॉर द टॉक्सिक एनवायरमेंट शी हैड क्रिएटेड फॉर फीमेल्स इन हर हाउस, वरना फिर से इस घर में सिर्फ एक ही औरत खुश रहेगी. इट हिट मी लाइक अ रॉक. इंडिया में स्पेशली फीमेल्स के लिए कल्चर इस तरह से बना दिया जाता है कि दे compete each other, like you compete with your nanand, you compete with your saas, और एक दूसरे के बीच में हम लड़ते हैं. बट एज अ women we need to understand हम एक दूसरे के कंपटीशन में नहीं हैं. We are on the same team. ये पेट्रियार्की इतनी लंबे समय से चल रही है कि इसको काउंटर करने के लिए we all need to be together and be a shield for each other. और याद रखिए कि जब एक विमेन सक्सेसफुल होती है तो वो सिर्फ उसका ही नहीं, एक कम्युनिटी को सक्सेसफुल करती है. एन एजुकेटेड विमेन एजुकेट्स द होल टाउन. सो अ सक्सेसफुल वुमेन इज नॉट टू बी फेल्ट जेलस, शी इज टू बी एडमायर्ड ऑफ. सेकेंड थिंग, इफ आई हैव टू एक्सप्लेन कॉन्फिडेंस टू अ वुमेन, और मैं अगर आपसे पूछूं कि हाउ कॉन्फिडेंट यू आर, एंड आई गेट एन आंसर इज आई एम बेटर देन हर. बट अगर मुझे आंसर देना हो और मुझे आंसर ऐसा सुनने को मिले कि आई एम ग्रेट एंड सो इज शी, सो दिस इज व्हाट वी शुड कल्टिवेट, एंड दिस इज व्हाट इज विमेन एम्पावरमेंट.
Thank you so much, Tabish. So this was Tabish Czar, a director who not only excels in business but also champions women empowerment. Corporate Catalyst is about to ignite your passion for success and gender. Thank you so much for being on today's episode. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohua. It's my pleasure completely.
To you, our dearest listeners, you can find us on your favorite streaming services, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, and of course on all other major streaming services. With loads of love, we are The Mohua Show, where we talk ईमानदारी से.